This is Doug Lindsay with AutoFocus Cars and Vids, and today we're going to talk summer tires, winter tires, and all-season tires. They tell you you can't drive on summer tires in the winter, but is that true? And is it true like you can't brush your teeth with a hand grenade, or like you can't wear white after Labor Day, or like, hey buddy, I bet you can't jump over that railing? Well, we're going to find out. So I took my Boxster S out in 12-degree weather with its Pirelli P0s. And after doing that, I took out the Boxster with all-season tires. Well, that was the plan, but that's not the way it worked out. When the all-season tires came, it was still winter, there was snow on the ground, and I hauled them into the Porsche dealership and had them install them. But by the time I got the car back, a few days later, spring broke, and we haven't had miserable weather since. So I wasn't able to replicate the tests with the all-season tires that I did with the summer tires in the winter. That left us to do the next best thing, which is try these all-season tires on the back roads and see if they're any good. So I found a pair of all-seasons and we tried those. The catch? The all-season tires were only $100 a piece. So are $100 all-season tires for a Boxster any good? When I bought my Boxster S, it came with Pirelli P0 summer tires. I haven't been able to try Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's or any of the more sort of aggressive tires. So I did a video test with the summer tires in the very cold, and we're talking 12 degrees and under. And there was no snow, but there was still salt. We went to an empty parking lot, and with the traction control on, even at 15 miles an hour, you could get all four tires skidding endlessly. You could do nearly a 360 at 15 or 18 miles an hour with very little throttle and traction control on. Now, Porsche's traction control is very good. So in good weather, in summer tires at 20 miles an hour, you can't skid and do donuts with the traction control on. In the winter tires, you couldn't not skid, and that was scary. We've got the video on that. So I looked around for some all seasons. The Boxster has two 35-35-20 rims in the front, and the tires in the back are two 65-35-20. So there are not a lot of all-season tires in that size. But I found a pair. A company called Tire Priority, which sells tires online, had some. And the brand was Atlas, and they were still rated ultra high performance. I don't know what that means, but I could tell from the tread pattern that these were an all-season tread. I don't know much about rubber compounds, so that didn't inform me much. I presume if they say it's an all-season compound, that it is. These are amazing roads, man. So that's when I looked at the prices. Dedicated summer tires, $300 a pop. Dedicated winter tires, $300 a tire. These Atlas all seasons, $87 for the fronts, $115 or so for the rears. You're looking at roughly $400 for four brand new all-season tires. So that seemed worth a try, because after I saw how poorly the summer tires performed in the cold weather, they couldn't be trusted to stop. The anti-lock brakes were going all the time. It was a disaster. After I saw that, I knew that they were not a solution. So what was a solution? Well, let's try these. So I did. So I ordered up 4 Atlas all-season tires for a total of roughly $400. Tire Priority had the tires to me in just a few days. I had the Porsche dealership swap them and put them on the rims. The dealership will match Tire Rack prices, but Tire Rack didn't carry these. I didn't explore whether they would match Tire Priority's prices or whether they could get these tires. I just pulled the trigger because the price was so good, you know, let's just start there. So I got the tires, the dealership put them on, and now they're on my car. They clearly work better than the summer compound for cold weather driving. But now I find myself with some 60-degree days. They are not as good as the Pirellis. They don't give me as much confidence. But they're not a disaster. And I've been driving on them, and I don't care for them. The ride is bumpier. There's some issues. However, I've noticed that I have the tire pressure set at 36, 37. That's where the dealer gave it back to me, was say 33. Then the weather got warmer, you drive a little bit, the tire pressure tells me it's at 38. Well, the P0s are at 28, and that's where they want to be according to the manual. So I need to see if these tires are overinflated and if they will do better with less air pressure. But for now, they're definitely worth the $400. They're definitely worth using in the winter, it seems. I haven't had the cold spell I wanted to test them out. But as far as keeping them on or using them as any kind of replacement for the P0s or for very nice Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's or something, I don't think I think there's a reason that those tires are $300 a piece and these are $100. But I'm more than satisfied with them for the price. So are $100 sports car tires any good? On my 2014 Boxster S, they haven't been too bad. When I try it and lower the air pressure in these, we'll see if there's any difference. But I think the P0s are probably still going to be better. When I went to lower the tire pressure, I found a gouge in one of the tires. I'd had these things on for less than a month, and there was a piece of rubber missing from the right front tire. The question, was it safe? Was it not? I was going to have to find out. So, we went to the Porsche dealership and talked to the folks there. They looked at the tire, they thought the gash was small, that it wasn't that big a deal, until they looked closely and they could see some of the steel belted radials from the tire. At that point, they said, look, it's better to replace it. It's not going to be safe. So I'm going to baby it for a few days until the new tire comes in, and then I will swap it. Let's take a look and see if we can see the steel radials as well. So that is the hole, and we're going to see if we can see the radials in there. I see a glimmer. I'm going to take his word for it. The car is back from the dealer. The right front tire has been replaced. That was the tire that had a chunk missing from some sort of road damage. I've let some air out of both the left and right rear tires and the fronts, and now we're going to do our final bit of testing. So now you've seen the whole saga. So what is the upshot? Well, I think I'd feel more comfortable on them during the cold months than I would on the summer tires. The summer tires are a disaster. See the coming video. But they're no match for a summer tire during warm weather. So leave a comment below the video. Tell me your experiences with tires. Summer tires, winter tires, all-season tires. What's happened on your sports car throughout the year? And I'll tell you, I'm probably going to stay on these all seasons until I'm convinced the cold is behind us. But once that happens, I'm putting the summer tires back on. So this is Doug Lindsay from AutoFocus Cars and Vids. Goodbye. It doesn't look like it's filming me, but that's what I know about cameras. They don't have to look like it, they just have to do it.